go a direction that's gonna take you to the right path, then you have to do it. And that's kind of what brought up my confidence to now, I'm in college still, and it's like when I think about when the professor asks hey, anybody have any questions? I have a fucking tons of questions in my head. They're literally everywhere. And I'm just like, yo, I don't want to ask it because it might be a stupid question,
You just remind me of Kevin Hart in night school, where he's trying to figure out the equations. He's like, hey.
Literally, it's like that. It's like, yo, I got a question here, I got a question there. Which one do you want?
Right.
Yeah. So I did that, but I never really asked a question. And now working in a work field, you have to ask in order to complete the task.
Of course.
And then that's what they're looking.
You might see a pretty young thing, and you're like, oh hey,
she's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, I just can't do it.
No, I feel like
so that was. So obviously, I'm a lot smaller than you. Since I've graduated, so in freshman year, right?
Yeah.
I weighed 100 pounds. Jeez. I didn't break 100 pounds until freshman year. That was the year.
God damn.
So yeah, and most of that is bones, right?
Yeah.
Graduated 135. Graduated basic training for the Air Force. I was 130.
Yeah.
Right. 130, 5'10". I've always been 5'10". Came out of the womb 5'10". So. I really found fitness in the Air Force. A little bit before, I was like, I can't do fucking 50 push-ups.
Yeah.
So I started working on that, but I found lifting in the Air Force, and it had nothing to do with the Air Force at all.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things, other people are doing it, I want to do it. I've never been confident.
Yeah.
I struggled quite a bit actually in high school. I was really good at hiding it. A lot of people didn't know. Except maybe a few of my really close friends or a couple of people that I dated, and they could kind of tell, right?
Yeah.
And then in Germany, lifting, confidence, working on myself, talking to women, right? All of that happened in this 2-year span. Wow. And it really just propelled me up. Mm-hmm. And that was I can't explain that, you have to go through that yourself to know what it's like.
No, I know exactly.
It's an incredible thing.
It's just it's a whole different world after that. It's a whole different world, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just wow, why was I holding myself back for all this time?
Right. So speaking of holding yourself back, that's one of the things that I really like about Will Smith's YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that?
I have not.
So he's really big right now on not letting fear control him, right? So his 50th birthday, he kind of made his wife skydive. He also skydove. He bungee jumped out of a helicopter because the guys from Yes Theory challenged him, and he was terrified. But he's doing these things, and he's facing his fears for the most part. I mean, I saw an episode of Ellen, and she had a fake mouse, and he lost his shit. He almost ran
Will
off stage.
Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith.
I gotta see this.
The Fresh Prince almost lost his shit.
Oh,
it was
my
great.
goodness.
Yeah, man. So it's really interesting, what fear does to us, and
no, absolutely, fear can definitely hold you back.
Yeah,
Fear will definitely stop you from becoming who you want, and I can say that with confidence because it definitely did for me. Definitely, I'm not gonna lie, it did. And once I overcame that fear, I'm just hey, if I push through this, then I can push through the next thing. This is something I've already done. I don't need to be here anymore. I'm comfortable now. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's go push my next fear, and that's how you become a better person.
So, have you really shifted friend groups yet?
No.
So you've had the same friends, high school,
I've had the same friends since high school. Well, honestly, it's just been since high school. I've added the ones that I really, really do trust, and be hey man, if I'm gonna help them, they're gonna help me, then I'm with it.
Right.
If you're not gonna invest in me, then I'm just yeah, fuck it. Right. I don't need you. If you're not gonna invest time in me, why should I invest time in you?
Yeah. So that's a fantastic point because I feel like a lot of people. My mom is a really good case of this. Sorry, Mom, but. So she gives so much to these other people, and they just kind of shit on her because it's one of those things, right? Once you if I know that you're gonna do something for me and I don't have to give you anything in return, then why should I? Why should I work for that, right?
Exactly.
And I feel like that's one of those things that a lot of people don't really understand, and they just fall into this kind of tunnel almost of good things happen to good people, which is one of those things I fucking hate, right? It's not I watched the TED Talk. And this lady, she was doing all these things, and she got diagnosed with fucking stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
And she was like, why? Like she's a psychologist, and she was like, why is this a thing? And she broke down that mentality, and it was phenomenal. Really recommend that TED Talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I've definitely shifted friend groups several times, actually. Like, I have my friends from high school that I talk to.
Yeah.
Probably 2, to be honest. From the Air Force, I have 2 really good friends, and then I have like a subset of like friends, right? Like, we'd probably hook up if we were in the same city or something.
Yeah.
But and then I have like 3, I would say 4. 4 like really good friends. Like, I know if I need something, even though they live in other states. Like, I'm not counting you. I'm counting people in other states, right?
Yeah.
That like I could get it from them, or like they would help me in any way possible.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you haven't shifted really, because I feel like a lot of people. There's a saying. It's like, show me your friends, I'll show you who you are, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I've noticed personally when I've tried to build myself up. And I fall to this sometimes too, like with Mokhtar, you know, I'll just rag on him, and like I'm doing
That's
it.
Mokh, though.
Yeah,
he's cool like that. He's cool like that.
I'm doing it like out of friendship and like endearment and everything, but it's like when it's repetitive and that's all you have and that's all you know from this person, then it becomes negative.
Yeah.
And thus negatively impacts you. You're not able to grow, or maybe you're not able to grow with that person, and so.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that I definitely try to like sustain from.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you. You know, like if someone's not doing the right thing, you know, and you're just like, hey man, like, you know, I'm doing all this for you, and you know, you're still expecting more from me. It's like, nah,
right?
I'm not into that.